it's Kylie, and today I'm going to do a tutorial and I'm going to show y'all how to crochet plaid. So right here I have a little piece of swatch that I crocheted up of plaid. So if you've never worked plaid, it can kind of seem intimidating and even scary because you're like, okay, there's 3 different colors and there's 2 different colors in each row. You're thinking, okay, how many ends is that going to be that I'm going to have to weave in when I'm done? But seriously guys, it's really not that hard, and there's not as near as many ends as you think because we will carry the yarn through the work, so you won't have near as many ends to weave in as you would possibly think you could have. It can seem intimidating, but it's really not. So I will show y'all how to do that and what you need to get started. So for plaid, you'll need 3 to 4 colors, but for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do 3 colors. And you'll need a dark color, a mid color, and a light color. So if you want to do buffalo plaid, of course, you'll start with your dark color, which is black. Your mid color is, I use cranberry. And then this lighter color is just red. That's the names, and I love this yarn. And there's plenty of other brands of yarn that you can use. I love this yarn off the top of my head. I just know what they're called, and it's my favorite yarn, so that's, I can think of it off the top of my head. And of course, if you just want to do a regular plaid, you can do black, gray, and white. That works. Or you can get creative, and I'm actually later going to swatch something up and do one with some different colors like teal and purple, pink, just to see what it looks like, because I want to see out of curiosity what it looks like. Because you can, you crochet, you can be creative as you want, use any colors you want in combination. It's the whole point. So to start off, I'm going to do another little swatch, but I'm going to use black, gray, and white. So we'll just go ahead and get started. And I'm using, for those y'all want to know, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter eye hook. Okay, so to start your plaid piece, I'm just going to work up a little swatch here, but to working a flat piece, you will need a multiple of 6 plus 1 for your turning chain. So for this small piece, I'm going to do 24 plus 1, so I'll need 25 stitches. Because we're going to work it, if we'll look at this piece here, we work it in 3s. Each color gets 3 stitches, so it's one of the multiple of 6. And then plus 1, so we have 1 to turn on at the beginning when we start. So if that makes sense, but you'll see what I mean when we get on into it here, if it's not quite making sense yet. And for those of y'all that always hear that noise in the background, that is my cockatiel Herbie. And he is very happy today. Winnie, 2, 3, and there's 5. There's 25. So we have our multiple of 6 plus 1. And what I'm going to do, Herbie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from my hook, and each chain across, I'll just work a row of single crochet, and then I'll show y'all how to start the next round. Okay, and while I'm working the single crochet across, I was just going to tell y'all that a lot of people, I know they start off with their row and they start off and do double crochet, but I don't like it quite that wide of the color at bottom. I like just a thin border, because you'll see this one I went back around with a dark color around it. So that's why I start with single instead of double. So that's just my preference. So I'm just going to show y'all the way I do it, because everybody's different and finds different ways to do stuff. So that's just how I do it. I'm almost back here to the end. So on this next row, we will be working with our dark color and our in-between color. So I will be working with black and gray. So to start the second round, so to start round 2, I am simply going to chain 2, turn my work, and I'm going to double crochet in 3 stitches. And on the third, I know it's kind of hard to see on black, but on the third double crochet. I will not complete it. I will pull through, this is just to make it easier, I will pull through 2 of the loops, and I'm going to leave these 2 right there, and I'm going to pull through with my next color so the colors come through even. If that makes sense. And I'll show y'all again the next time so you'll understand. It's a little hard sometimes to hold this and get this one joined in. See? So can y'all see how I done that? So then we're starting with our next color. So with our gray, our mid color, we will double crochet in 3 stitches because we're going to work in 3s, multiples of 3. And then you can kind of tighten these up as you need to, and you can weave the ends in as you go if it's easier for you. Okay, and the same way with I done with the black, with the gray, 3rd double crochet, I will not finish. I will pull up, pull it through 2, and then I'll switch back to black and finish the double crochet. So then your color changes evenly and you don't have black on the top of your gray post or gray on the top of your black post. And we'll continue 3 black. The same one on the 3rd one. We will not complete it. We will pull it through 2 loops and finish with the gray. And you can always, if you need to, before you pull it through, you can tighten it a little bit. Like if it's real loose around the front one, you can pull it a little bit just to tighten it. And another thing is, when you're working, to make sure the color of yarn you're not using, you carry it under your stitches or on top of your stitches, so you are hiding it, but you're carrying it through your work, so you're not having to cut and weave an end every 3 stitches. So that yarn is on top of those stitches, so it's getting hid in there. Okay, so now I need the black. And we'll just continue this all the way down till I get to the end, alternating between gray and black, or whatever colors you choose or prefer. Like that. It's like that one I had to pull a little bit. Oh, see, I didn't. I forget. Sometimes I forget and I have to pull out the last loop so I can pull it through. And then here's the last one. See, so by you keeping your yarn and covering it up, you're not, thankfully, having to weave an end every 3 stitches, or this would almost literally be impossible. So on our last stitch, I haven't finished my last stitch of this row 2, because for row 3 we'll be working with our mid color and our light color. So that means we'll be working with our white and the gray. So I'm going to get my white and finish this very last stitch here and pull up. And I'm just going to tie that one down a little bit so it'll hold it. Once you get the yarn attached and working with it, it's a lot easier to handle. Okay, so we're going to move on to round 3. And we will not cut the black yarn. We will take the black yarn and carry it across this whole row. Not too tight, but not too loose. You don't want to be able to really see it or to poke out between the stitches. So we'll keep it kind of taut across, and we'll alternate between white and gray all the way across, and we'll get started on that one. So for row 3, I think it is, we will chain 2. I will turn my work, and these, get the tail out of there, and these 2 colors I'm going to put up here and hold on my thumb, So I can make sure I'm going to double crochet in 3 stitches in the 3 gray stitches, and you're going to make sure you have them up there so you can put them on top of the stitches so they get hid in the work. And I will continue like I done on the previous round. When I get to the 3rd one, I will not finish it. I will take my other color, which on this round is going to be gray, and I will finish the double crochet and continue across in the like so pattern. And continue. There's the 3rd one. Won't finish it. I will make sure the white one's tight enough, and then I'll finish and just carry in my tail, my colors. Let's see, I need some more yarn. Okay. One. I need the gray, and it helps for me to put the color I'm working with, one of them in the front, one towards the back, so and then the other one's just going to stay in the middle. That's how it helps me. And sometimes you might have to kind of pull that other one you're not using on that round. You might have to pull it a little bit. You don't pull it too tight, but pull it a little bit so in case it gets sticking out, it's not sticking out. So you just kind of gently pull it until it's kind of tight, and you kind of stretch it back out because you want to have a little stretch. You don't want it to be too tight. And that is pretty much all there is to plaid. And this is working a flat piece of plaid. I will probably do another tutorial and show you how to work it in the round. So if you have any questions there. And you just alternate rounds 2 and 3 and keep working. I was going to get back here to the next round and show y'all what y'all do. So I'm going to finish this row and then I'll start on row 4. So there is row 3 almost complete. You can see I haven't finished that very last stitch because I want to change colors evenly. So rows 4 and up, you're just going to repeat rows 2 and 3. Repeat the colors. So this next one will start with black, gray, black, gray, so on. And then the next one, you'll start with whatever colors below it. So it'll be white. White, gray. So that's all there pretty much is to it. I'll go ahead and start another row just to make sure y'all are comfortable with that. So I will need to start with the black. So I'm going to put the black through here. Time that. And just be patient. It is some of a learning curve to do plaid. So just be patient. And I would strongly suggest just working up. Don't start with a specific maybe project in mind. Start with just like a little gauge swatch and practice it first. Get used to kind of the feel of it maybe before you start a project. And so I'm on chain 2. I'm going to turn. Make sure our ends are on the front side of me. So, and then I'll just double crochet. Make sure those ends are up on top so they get hid. Or not the ends, but your yarn that you're working with, so we don't have to cut it. And then there's the little 3rd one. You have to tug them. And the thing is, you say, well, I can see the yarn you're working through on the ends, because you can see it on the ends. But typically what you're going to do when you finish a piece is you're going to go back around it in the dark color or whichever color you like. This case is black. So like this one, I went back around it. You can't see the pieces of yarn that you've carried through. You can't see them. Going back around it hides it. That's how I do it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and go check out my blog for more crochet plaid tutorials and for patterns using crochet plaid.